He died from exposure and hunger after running away from the Cecilia Jeffrey Indian Residential School in Kenora. He had been trying to find his way home to the Agoki post on the Martins Fall Reserve, 600 kilometers away, but he never made it home. The body of 12-year-old Chanie Wenjack was discovered on a set of train tracks in northern Ontario on October 22, 1966.
This is the first day of forever, the greatest day of my life, the greatest day of all of our lives.
Chanie's story touched a nerve with tragically hip lead singer Gord Downie, which inspired him to ask Canadians to do better in their relations with Indigenous people. But on October 17, 2017, Downie passed away from brain cancer. The two are now forever linked through the legacy of the Downie Wenjack Fund.
He would never really have talked about the word, like even use the word legacy. He was really not that kind of guy. His actions, I think, were, how he spoke. But he knew, I think he knew that this was going to be important and was going to outlive him by a long time. So, yeah, he'd be very proud.
The fund facilitates learning about the dark legacy of kids like Chanie Wenjack who went through the residential school system. This includes more than 100 legacy spaces, such as this one in the Recreation Centre in Amhertsview, Ontario, which officially opened on Monday to the sound of drumming.
One of the really beautiful things about the Legacy Space program is that communities can really tailor it to meet their needs, to engage, community members, local stakeholders, Indigenous leadership, elders, knowledge keepers, artists, to create these beautiful spaces that create safe, welcoming spaces for people to engage in, to lean into hard conversations, to learn more, and to hopefully be inspired and engaged to stay on this path towards reconciliation with us.
And Amhertsview also has its own special significance because it is where Gord Downie grew up and played minor hockey as a goalie before the family moved to Kingston in 1980.
And he'd be really proud today because this is where he took his Pee Wee hockey team to the All-Ontario Championships and they won. And those games were in this arena. And, that's my little brother, He was a winner.
Local Anishinaabe elder Judy Montgomery agrees the Recreation Centre is the perfect place to have a legacy space and ensure Chanie Wenjack's story is never forgotten.
Because you're going to have people, waiting around for their kids to play hockey, and they might just wander in here and say, hey, I didn't know that before. I should check these books out of the library, or, I should learn more about what this issue is. And we're here to help open people's eyes.
Vic Linklater is a Cree musician from Moose Factory, Ontario. He serves as an ambassador for the Downie Wenjack Fund and also fronts a tragically hip cover band called The Poets. He says Downie may be gone, but his music and commitment to Indigenous issues lives on.
I try to go on that stage as a humble man, a humble Cree man who lives in the bush in Northern Ontario, and I get an opportunity to share both the music of the Tragically Hip and the message that Gord really believed with a huge passion to make things right in this country and do something for the Indigenous peoples and with the Indigenous peoples side by side.
I am the stranger.
Fraser Needham, APTN National News, Ottawa.
You can't see me.